Dr. Nora Kelly took a deep breath as she stood outside the classroom door. The metal panel slid open with a soft hiss, revealing a room full of beings unlike any she had seen during her medical career on Earth. This was her first day as an instructor at the Galactic Medical Academy, and the first time a human would teach medicine to alien species. 12 different types of beings filled the classroom. Some had too many limbs, others had none at all. A few floated above their seats, while others seemed to merge with their chairs. Dr. Kelly straightened her white coat and walked to the front of the room. "Good morning," she said with a smile. "I am Dr. Nora Kelly from Earth. I'll be teaching Introduction to Human Emergency Medicine this term." A ripple of curious murmurs spread through the classroom. Humans were new to the Galactic Alliance. Earth had joined only 5 years ago, and many species still view humans as primitive curiosities from a high-gravity, high-oxygen death world. In the front row sat 3 students who would soon become the focus of Dr. Kelly's attention. Zixtal, a Vosgian, clicked his mandibles nervously. His insect-like body was covered in a hard blue exoskeleton, and his 4 arms held separate data tablets. Vosgians were known for their precise memory and ability to track multiple information streams. Next to Zixtal was Bloom, a Xylarian who resembled a walking plant. Her skin was a soft green with leaf-like structures that occasionally opened to absorb light. Small flowers bloomed and faded in her hair as her emotions changed. Right now, they were bright yellow, a sign of excitement. The third student, Gloop, was a Melfian. His transparent body revealed swirling organs floating in a gel-like substance. Melfians could reshape their bodies at will, and were famous for their empathic abilities. Gloop pulsed with a gentle blue light as he studied the human teacher. "I understand that human medicine might seem strange to many of you," Dr. Kelly continued. "The Galactic Alliance Medical Council classifies our methods as aggressive intervention, but there are good reasons for our approach." Bloom raised a tendril-like arm. "Is it true that humans cut each other open to heal?" Her voice was soft, like leaves rustling. Dr. Kelly nodded. "Yes, we perform surgery. Our bodies don't regenerate as effectively as some of yours do. We often need to physically repair damage." Gloop's body rippled with shock, turning slightly purple. "But doesn't that cause more harm?" The first rule of galactic medicine is minimize distress. Human bodies are both fragile and resilient in strange ways. Dr. Kelly explained. "Our first aid focuses on keeping people alive until they can reach proper medical care. Sometimes that means painful interventions." Zixtal's antennae twitched. "I signed up for this class because I find humans fascinating. Your species survived on a planet with thousands of predators and diseases without any genetic engineering. Your methods must have merit despite their appearance." Dr. Kelly smiled at the insectoid student. "Thank you, Zixtal. That's exactly right. Our methods developed out of necessity." She turned on the classroom's holographic projector, displaying a human body. "This term, we'll learn about human physiology and the emergency techniques we use. I warn you now, some of these methods will seem harsh or even cruel, but they save lives." Bloom's flowers closed slightly, turning orange with concern. Gloop shrank a little in his seat. Only Zixtal leaned forward with interest. "For next class, please review the basic human anatomical structure," Dr. Kelly said. "Pay special attention to our circulatory system. We'll be discussing blood loss and how to stop it." As the students filed out after class, Dr. Kelly overheard Gloop speaking to his classmates. "I heard humans sometimes restart each other's hearts by hitting their chests. They call it cardiopulmonary resuscitation. It sounds more like assault than medicine." "That can't be true," Bloom replied, her flowers now deep orange. "No medical procedure should involve violence." Zixtal clicked thoughtfully. "We should reserve judgment until we learn more. Remember, humans evolved on Earth. What seems harsh to us might be necessary for them." Dr. Kelly smiled to herself. Teaching these students would be challenging, but Zixtal was right. By the end of the term, She hoped they would understand why human medicine sometimes had to be harsh to be kind. The next class began with Dr. Kelly rolling in a human-shaped medical dummy. The rubbery figure lay on a table at the front of the classroom. Its skin was pale pink, and a red fluid that looked like blood filled clear tubes inside it. "Today, we will learn about stopping major bleeding," Dr. Kelly announced. "This is often the first priority in human emergency medicine." The three alien students watched with different reactions. Zixtal's compound eyes focused intently on the dummy. Bloom's flowers opened wide with curiosity. Gloop's body rippled with nervous energy. "Imagine this human has been in an accident," Dr. Kelly continued. "A sharp object has cut the femoral artery in the leg." She pressed a button, and red fluid began to pump rapidly from a wound in the dummy's thigh, splashing onto the floor. Bloom's flowers closed tight and turned white. Gloop's body paled to a sickly yellow. Even Zixtal's antennae dropped in alarm. "With this type of injury, a human can bleed to death in under 5 minutes," Dr. Kelly explained calmly. "We must act quickly and decisively." She pulled a strip of cloth from her medical kit. "This is a tourniquet. It's one of the oldest and most effective tools in human first aid." Dr. Kelly wrapped the cloth around the dummy's upper thigh, well above the wound. She inserted a small rod into the cloth and began to twist it. "You tighten the tourniquet until the bleeding stops," she said, twisting until the red flow from the wound slowed and then stopped completely. "This cuts off all blood flow to the limb." "But doesn't that hurt the patient?" Gloop asked, his voice wavering. "Yes, it's extremely painful," Dr. Kelly answered honestly. "And if left on too long, it can cause permanent damage to the limb. Sometimes, the limb must even be amputated afterward." "Amputated?" Bloom gasped. "You mean removed?" "Yes, cut off," Dr. Kelly confirmed. Bloom swayed in her seat. Her flowers fell off one by one as she fainted, slumping against her desk. Dr. Kelly rushed over, checking the plant-like student's vital signs. "She'll be fine," she assured the others. "This is just a shock response." Zixtal clicked his mandibles. "In Vosgian medicine, we would never cause harm to heal. We use slow-acting numbing agents and wait for natural clotting." "How long does that take?" Dr. Kelly asked. 3 to 4 hours, Zixtal replied. "Humans don't have that kind of time with arterial bleeding," Dr. Kelly explained. "We'd be dead long before then." Bloom was starting to revive, small buds forming where her flowers had fallen. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "In Silurian culture, removing a limb is unthinkable. We regrow our damaged parts." Dr. Kelly helped Bloom sit up. "That's a wonderful ability. Humans can't regrow limbs, but we've learned to survive despite our limitations." Gloop raised a wobbling appendage, "But isn't there a gentler way? In Melfian medicine, we use our own body fluids to seal wounds." "That sounds fascinating," Dr. Kelly said. "And for minor wounds, humans use similar methods: bandages, pressure, even glue-like substances. But for major arterial bleeding like this, we need something immediate and definitive." She returned to the dummy and removed the tourniquet. The blood began flowing again. "Let me show you another method," she said. She pressed her fingers deep into the dummy's groin, pushing hard against a spot above the wound. The bleeding slowed dramatically. "This is direct pressure on the artery. It's another way to stop bleeding, but it requires significant physical force." The aliens watched, still disturbed but now also curious. "Human first aid isn't gentle," Dr. Kelly admitted. "It evolved on a planet where danger was constant and medical help was often far away. Our methods reflect that reality." Zixtal nodded slowly. "It's logical, even if it seems harsh. Your species prioritizes survival above comfort." "Exactly," Dr. Kelly said. "And next week, we'll discuss something even more shocking to most aliens: cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR." Bloom's new flowers turned a worried purple. "Is that the hitting the chest thing Gloop mentioned?" Dr. Kelly nodded. "Yes, and it's even more aggressive than it sounds. but it saves countless lives. As the class ended, the three aliens left looking troubled. Dr. Kelly sighed. Teaching aliens about human medicine was going to be more challenging than she'd expected. A week later, Dr. Kelly led her three alien students through the sliding doors of Boston General Hospital. The emergency department buzzed with activity. Human doctors and nurses moved quickly between rooms, their voices urgent but controlled. "This is where theory meets reality," Dr. Kelly explained. "Today you'll observe actual human emergency medicine in practice." Zixtel, Bloom, and Gloop stayed close together, overwhelmed by the sights and sounds. The sharp smell of antiseptic made Bloom's flowers curl inward. Gloop's body turned a nervous shade of green. "Is it always this intense?" Zixtal asked, his mandibles clicking rapidly. "This is actually a calm day," Dr. Kelly replied with a small smile. A loud alarm suddenly blared from one of the rooms. The aliens jumped in surprise as several human medical staff rushed past them. "Let's observe," Dr. Kelly said, guiding them to the doorway of the room. Inside, a human patient lay motionless on a bed. A nurse was performing chest compressions, pushing down hard on the patient's chest with both hands, again and again. "This is CPR," Dr. Kelly explained quietly. "The patient's heart has stopped beating. The nurse is manually pumping the heart by compressing the chest." Gloop's body rippled with distress. "But she's breaking his ribs. I can hear them cracking." "Yes, that often happens," Dr. Kelly confirmed. "Broken ribs are better than death." They watched as another nurse prepared a defibrillator. The machine charged with a rising whine. "Clear," shouted the nurse. Everyone stepped back from the patient. The nurse pressed the paddles to the patient's chest, and the body jerked violently as electricity coursed through it. Bloom swayed on her roots. They're shocking him with electricity." "The electrical shock can reset the heart's rhythm," Dr. Kelly explained. "We're trying to restart the heart." "This is barbaric," Gloop whispered, his color now a deep blue of distress. "You attack a dying body with electricity and break its bones." "It seems harsh," Dr. Kelly agreed. "But before these methods, the patient would simply die. Now they have a chance." As they watched, the heart monitor began to beat steadily. The medical team cheered. "It worked," Zixtal observed, his antennae perking up with interest. "Yes," Dr. Kelly smiled. "The patient is back." They moved away as the medical team continued working. As they walked down the hallway, emergency doors burst open. Paramedics rushed in with a stretcher. 30-year-old male, construction accident. One paramedic called out. Metal rod impaled in right thigh. Heavy blood loss. BP dropping. On the stretcher lay a human man, conscious but pale. A metal rod protruded from his leg, with blood soaking through the bandages around it. Dr. Kelly kept her students back as the emergency team took the patient to a treatment room. Through the glass walls, they could see the doctors working. "His name is Alan Peterson," Dr. Kelly said, checking the digital chart. "We can observe the procedure." The aliens watched as doctors cut away Alan's pants and examined the wound. Then, to their horror, the doctor gripped the metal rod. "They're going to pull it out." Bloom gasped, her flowers turning white with shock. "Yes," Dr. Kelly confirmed. "The rod must be removed to properly treat the wound." "But in Vosgian medicine, we would build a healing chamber around the object and dissolve it slowly over days," Zixtal protested. "And in Melfian medicine, we would engulf the rod with healing fluids until the body naturally pushed it out," added Gloop. "Those methods sound gentle and wonderful," Dr. Kelly said. "But humans don't have those options. We have something called the golden hour, the critical time after a serious injury when treatment is most effective. We must work quickly." They watched as the doctor pulled the rod out in one swift motion. Alan screamed despite the pain medication. Bloom's flowers fell off again in a faint, while Gloop shrank to half his normal size. "Human emergency medicine trades comfort for survival," Dr. Kelly explained softly. It's not gentle, but it saves lives. Only Zixtal kept watching, his compound eyes taking in every detail of the procedure as the doctors worked to stop the bleeding and save Alan's life. A few days after the hospital visit, the alien students asked Dr. Kelly if they could demonstrate their own species' medical methods. They gathered in a special classroom, equipped with various environments to accommodate different life forms. We want you to understand our approaches, Zixtal explained. Maybe we can find a middle ground between our gentle methods and your effective ones. Dr. Kelly nodded. I'd love to learn. Who wants to go first? Zixtal stepped forward. His blue exoskeleton gleamed under the lights. I will demonstrate Vosgian healing trance. He set up a small device that emitted a soft humming sound. This simulates an injury, he explained, pointing to a small crack that had appeared in his lower arm. For Vosgians, our exoskeleton protects us, but can be damaged. Zixtal sat cross-legged on the floor and began to make rhythmic clicking sounds with his mandibles. His forearms moved in slow, precise patterns. After a minute, his body became very still, and a faint blue glow surrounded the cracked area of his arm. He's in a healing trance, Bloom whispered to Dr. Kelly. His body is directing all energy to repair the damage. Dr. Kelly watched with fascination as the crack in Zixtal's arm slowly closed over the next 20 minutes. When Zixtal finally moved again, the crack was completely gone. The trance accelerates our natural healing, he explained. No pain, no additional damage. That's remarkable, Dr. Kelly said. But what about life-threatening injuries? We can maintain the trance for days if necessary, Zixtal replied. Our bodies nearly shut down all other functions to focus on healing. Next, Bloom stepped forward. In her pot, she arranged a collection of small glowing seeds. Chilerians use symbiotic organisms for healing, she explained. She intentionally tore one of her leaf-like appendages, causing a clear fluid to seep out. The sight made Dr. Kelly wince. Bloom sprinkled the seeds onto the torn area. They immediately began to glow brighter and extend tiny root-like structures into the torn tissue. These healing seeds bond with our tissues, Bloom explained. They provide nutrients and form a living bandage. Within hours, they will have repaired the damage and become part of me. And they work on all types of injuries, Dr. Kelly asked. Most types, Bloom said. For severe damage, we might need different varieties of healing organisms, but the principle is the same. We never cut or cause additional pain. Finally, it was Gloop's turn. The Melfian moved to the center of the room, his transparent body shifting colors from blue to a focused purple. Melfians have the ability to share our body substance, he explained. He extracted a small portion of his gel-like body and held it in a formed hand. This contains specialized cells that can temporarily replace damaged organs or tissues. To demonstrate, Gloop created a small wound in himself, then applied the extracted gel. The substance spread over the wound, sealed it, and was gradually absorbed. In severe cases, a Melfian healer might donate up to 30% of their body mass to sustain an injured person while they heal naturally. That's incredibly selfless, Dr. Kelly said. Does it hurt the donor? Not at all, Gloop replied. We regenerate our mass within days. It's considered an honor to donate. Dr. Kelly thought for a moment. These methods are beautiful and non-invasive. I can see why our approach seems barbaric by comparison. She pulled up images from their hospital visit on a screen. But consider Alan with the metal rod. His femoral artery was damaged. He was losing blood at a rate of 1 liter per minute. The aliens looked uncomfortable at the reminder. How long would your methods take to stop that bleeding? Dr. Kelly asked. My trance would take at least 40 minutes to seal a major blood vessel, Zixtal admitted. The healing seeds need about 2 hours to grow enough to stop such heavy bleeding, Bloom said. My fluid could plug the wound immediately, Gloop offered, but gathering enough for a human-sized injury would take at least 15 minutes. Dr. Kelly nodded. And that's why human medicine evolved as it did. Alan would have died before any of those treatments could work. The aliens were quiet, considering her words. Perhaps, Zixtel finally said, there are situations where your harsh methods are necessary. And perhaps, Dr. Kelly replied, we humans could learn gentler techniques from you for less urgent situations. 2 weeks later, Dr. Kelly organized a field research trip to collect medical plant samples from an uninhabited moon. She brought along her 3 alien students and her human assistant, Sam Harris. The small shuttle landed on the rocky surface of the moon, and the group set up a base camp. These purple flowers might have properties similar to human painkillers, Bloom said excitedly, examining a patch of strange plants. Her own flowers were bright yellow with enthusiasm. The group spread out to collect samples, staying within sight of each other. Sam climbed up a small rocky hill to reach some interesting specimens. Be careful up there, Dr. Kelly called to him. Don't worry, I'm fine, Sam replied with a grin. He reached for a plant growing from a crack in the rocks. Suddenly, the ground under his feet crumbled. Sam fell, tumbling down the rocky hillside. A sharp rock struck his chest as he fell. When the others reached him, Sam was conscious but struggling to breathe. His face had a bluish tint. Sam, don't move, Dr. Kelly ordered, quickly examining him. Broken ribs, and I think one has punctured his lung. He has a pneumothorax, air in his chest cavity that's collapsing his lung. The alien students looked horrified. What do we do? Gloop asked, his body turning an anxious yellow. Dr. Kelly looked grim. The shuttle's medical kit is basic. We need to release the trapped air, or he'll die. She turned to Sam. I need to perform a needle decompression. It's going to hurt. Sam nodded weakly, still struggling for breath. Dr. Kelly rummaged through the medical kit. No proper chest decompression needle. I'll have to improvise. She found a thick needle meant for administering emergency medications. This will work. The aliens watched in shock as Dr. Kelly quickly wiped Sam's chest with an antiseptic wipe, located a specific spot between his ribs, and without hesitation, pushed the large needle into his chest. Sam gasped in pain, but as soon as the needle entered, there was a hissing sound of air escaping. Within moments, his breathing improved, and the blue tint began to fade from his face. That was violent, Bloom whispered, her flowers completely closed in distress. It was necessary, Dr. Kelly said firmly. The air trapped in his chest was compressing his lung and pushing on his heart. Without this procedure, he would have died within minutes. But isn't there a less painful way? Gloop asked, his body still rippling with distress. Not with the tools we have here, Dr. Kelly explained. This is emergency first aid, doing what's necessary with what's available. Zixtel moved closer, his compound eyes studying the needle still sticking out of Sam's chest. I want to help. Perhaps I could use Vosjan techniques to stabilize him. That would be wonderful, Dr. Kelly said. But be very careful. Don't move the needle. Zixtel began to make soft clicking sounds, attempting to induce a mild healing trance in Sam. But as he moved his arms in the healing pattern, one of them accidentally bumped the needle. Sam cried out in pain. I'm sorry. Zixtel jumped back, his entire exoskeleton rattling with distress. I've made it worse. It's okay, Dr. Kelly said, quickly stabilizing the needle. The intent was good. Sam will be fine. But Zixtel retreated to the far side of the camp, his mandibles clicking in what seemed to be the Vosjan equivalent of sobbing. Our methods aren't compatible. Mine requires gentle movements that might disrupt your invasive techniques. Dr. Kelly checked Sam's breathing again. It was stable but labored. The communication system on their shuttle had been damaged in landing. They were stuck for at least 12 hours until the Academy would send a rescue team. We need to keep him stable until help arrives, Dr. Kelly said. This needle is just a temporary measure. Bloom approached cautiously. Perhaps we could work together. Find a way to combine our approaches. Gloop, who had been hanging back, moved forward too. Yes, There must be a way. Our gentleness and your decisiveness. Dr. Kelly looked at her alien students, then at Sam. We have 12 hours to figure it out. Let's try. As night fell on the small moon, the group huddled in their shelter around Sam. The needle remained in his chest, releasing pressure whenever it built up. His breathing was labored but stable. Dr. Kelly monitored him closely while the alien students watched with concern. I still don't understand, Bloom said softly. Why did humans develop such painful methods? Surely there were gentler options. Dr. Kelly looked up from checking Sam's pulse. That's a fair question. Let me try to explain while we wait. She sat back against the wall of the shelter. Earth is a harsh planet compared to your homeworlds. High gravity, atmospheric pressure, and thousands of predators and diseases. We've studied Earth in our comparative biology classes, Sixtel said, still keeping his distance after the earlier accident. It's classified as a death world in galactic terms. Exactly, Dr. Kelly nodded. Humans evolved on this death world without the natural advantages your species have. We can't enter healing trances like Vosians. We don't have symbiotic healing organisms like Xylarians. We can't share body mass like Melfians. She checked the needle in Sam's chest again. What we developed instead was speed. Quick healing, quick decisions, and quick interventions. But at what cost? Gloop asked, his body still a troubled shade of yellow. Pain is the cost, Dr. Kelly admitted. But pain is temporary. Death is permanent. Sam stirred and opened his eyes. Water, he whispered. Dr. Kelly helped him take small sips. When he finished, he looked at the aliens. Don't blame yourselves for being shocked by our methods. Most humans are shocked too, the first time they see emergency medicine in action. Bloom moved closer, her flowers slowly opening again. I've been thinking. My healing seeds can help with pain. They might not work as quickly as you need for major injuries, but they could help Sam now. Dr. Kelly considered this. That could be very useful. Can they work on human tissue? I believe so, Bloom said. The seeds adapt to the host. May I try? With Dr. Kelly's approval, Bloom carefully sprinkled some glowing seeds around the needle site on Sam's chest. The seeds emitted a soft green light as they attached. Within minutes, Sam's face relaxed. The pain, it's less, he said with surprise. Encouraged, Gloop moved forward next. I've modified a small amount of my body substance to be compatible with human biology. It won't replace tissues like it would for a Melfian, but it might support the damaged area and reduce fluid buildup. Dr. Kelly examined the small sample of gel-like substance Gloop offered. It's worth trying. With gentle movements, Gloop applied his modified substance around the wound. It formed a clear seal that still allowed the needle to function. From his corner, Zixtal watched intently. Finally, he approached. I can't use the full healing trance, but I can teach Sam a modified breathing pattern. It won't heal him, but it might help him conserve oxygen and reduce stress on his damaged lung. Sam nodded eagerly. I'm willing to try anything. For the next hour, Zixtal guided Sam through the Vosian breathing technique, demonstrating with his own 4 lungs and adapting it for human physiology. Dr. Kelly observed with growing amazement. The combination of approaches was working better than any single method. Sam's condition was improving steadily. This is remarkable, she said. We're combining the best of all our methods. Zixtal's antennae perked up. Your decisive intervention saved his life initially. Without that, our gentler methods would have been useless. And without your gentler methods, he would be in agony now, possibly developing complications, Dr. Kelly acknowledged. Bloom's flowers turned a thoughtful blue. Perhaps this is what medicine should be. Decisive when necessary, gentle when possible. A balance. Gloop agreed, his body now a calm green. Speed and compassion together. As the night continued, they took turns watching over Sam. His breathing grew steadier, and the color returned to his face. The needle remained in place, but thanks to the combined alien techniques, He slept peacefully despite it. Dr. Kelly looked at her alien students with new respect. I think we're all learning something important here, something that could change medical practice across species. 3 months after the moon incident, Dr. Kelly stood nervously backstage at the Galactic Medical Conference. Her 3 alien students stood beside her, each checking their presentation materials one last time. Are you ready? Dr. Kelly asked them. Ready, Zixtal confirmed, his blue exoskeleton polished to a shine for the important occasion. As ready as we'll ever be, Bloom added, her flowers a mix of excited yellow and nervous orange. Let's change galactic medicine forever, Gloop said, his body glowing with a confident blue light. The announcer called their names, and they walked onto the stage. Before them sat hundreds of medical professionals from across the galaxy. Many species were represented, but very few humans were present. Human medicine was still considered a niche subject in galactic circles. Dr. Kelly stepped up to the podium first. Distinguished colleagues, we are here today to present our work on cross-species emergency medicine. What began as a shocking cultural exchange has become something revolutionary. She nodded to her students, and Zixtal took her place at the podium. When I first witnessed human first aid techniques, I thought them barbaric, he admitted, his mandibles clicking softly. The tourniquets, the chest compressions, the needle decompressions, all seemed unnecessarily violent. Bloom stepped forward next. We were horrified by the pain these methods caused. In our cultures, medicine is gentle, gradual, and painless. Human medicine seemed to violate the first principle of healing: do no harm. Gloop moved to the front, but then we experienced a crisis situation. Our human colleague Sam was injured, and only the quick, decisive action of Dr. Kelly saved his life. Dr. Kelly returned to the podium, and only the gentle, supportive techniques of my students prevented complications and eased suffering during recovery. Together, they unveiled their new medical protocols on the large screen behind them. The audience murmured in surprise. We call this the decisive, gentle approach, Dr. Kelly explained. It combines the speed and effectiveness of human emergency methods with the supportive and healing techniques of other species. They moved to a demonstration table where a medical dummy lay. Zixtal quickly applied a tourniquet to stop bleeding from a simulated wound. The human technique stops the bleeding immediately, he explained. Then Bloom stepped forward and applied her healing seeds around the tourniquet. Silarian healing seeds reduce pain and begin tissue repair, allowing the tourniquet to be removed sooner, she said. Gloop demonstrated next, applying his modified body substance to seal a wound. Melfian fluid techniques provide support during healing, preventing infection and reducing scarring. Dr. Kelly looked out at the stunned audience. This is just one example. We've developed combined protocols for all major emergency situations. An older Vosgian physician stood up from the audience. This is highly unconventional. The violent human methods go against thousands of years of gentle medical tradition. With respect, Dr. Kelly replied, tradition should not stand in the way of saving lives. The combined approach saves more patients than either philosophy alone. Sam, now fully recovered, joined them on stage. I'm alive because of both approaches. Dr. Kelly's human methods saved me from immediate death. The alien techniques spared me pain and helped me heal faster. The conference hall fell silent as the attendees considered this. Then, slowly, a Melfian doctor began to pulse with light, their version of applause. Others joined in, until the hall was filled with the various sounds and displays of approval from dozens of species. Later, as they accepted the Galactic Medical Innovation Award, Dr. Kelly looked at her alien students with pride. We've started something important here, she told them. Not just new medical techniques, but a new way of thinking. From harsh to helpful, Bloom said, her flowers now a brilliant shade of happy blue. From shocking to life-saving, Gloop added. Zixtal clicked his mandibles in agreement, and from fear to understanding. As they left the stage, delegates from 20 different species were already lining up to learn more about their methods. The harsh human first aid techniques that had once shocked alien students were now the beginning of a medical revolution across the galaxy.